Hi, I'm John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy, with another Global Real Estate School podcast. Welcome to the podcast. This is John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy for Global Real Estate School. And we've been talking about agency. This is episode, by the way, 022, episode 022. And as I just mentioned, we've been talking about agency. We've talked about the fiduciary obligations that you as an agent owe the principal or the client in a real estate transaction. And that acronym we've learned is COLD, C-O-A-L-D, care, obedience, accounting. You got to make sure you account and keep good care and track of any keys or valuable documents the client gives you. You need to be loyal to your client and your client only, and you need to disclose things that you may come into information that could be helpful to your client. In other words, what if someone says, hey, John, a buyer's agent tells you, and you're representing the seller, so your client is the seller, and the buyer's agent, their client is the buyer, and when the buyer's agent brings you an offer or emails you or sends you an offer electronically, they kind of mention to you that, I think my person might come up a little bit if your client won't accept this offer, so let's try to make this work. And you go out, present the offer, and lo and behold, you think your client's going to accept this offer, and you don't say anything to your client about the buyer willing to come up a few thousand based on the information that you learned from their agent. Well, in that example, or in that case, you're not being loyal to your client. So you've always got to be loyal to your client. Don't forget that. Now, here's what I want to talk about today. And this is a test question you possibly will see on the real estate exam. What type of agency is created in a normal or general real estate listing agreement? And the answer is a special agency. Keep that in mind and remember that. It's for one specific purpose. Help me find a buyer for my property. So don't forget, anytime you enter into a listing agreement with a seller, it's a special agency. That would also be true if you entered into a buyer's agency agreement with a buyer. That would be considered a special agency. So to wrap up episode 022, do not forget a real estate listing agreement or agency or a buyer's agreement or buyer's agency is a good example of what type of agency? A special agency. Thank you for listening to the podcast for Global Real Estate School. I'm John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy. Go out and make it a great day.